Democrats are going against Democrats in a very nasty way. They think it's just absolutely insane what's going on. But I'll terminate Joe Biden's delusional power plant regulations. These are just crazy things that too lengthy to explain. But they are just insane things that they want to do to destroy our country, which are forcing hundreds of power plants to shut down with nothing to replace them. It's a massive gift to communist China and various other places. It's just a big gift. They want to close down power plants that have 50 to 100 years of life left. And, you know, China is building a power plant every week, all coal. They only use coal. They like coal because it's very inexpensive. They don't use clean coal. They can use clean coal. You know, they have things called clean coal now and natural gas and lots of great things that have tremendous power. Germany, you know, decided to go green, and they were going to go green. They're going to go out of business, and they've now started to build coal-fired plants all over the place. So they've gone from one extreme to the other. But good, clean coal, and it's okay, and it has power, and obviously gas, natural gas. It's very clean, but we don't do that. We use things that we can't get. You know, the windmills are subsidized heavily by the government, and they cost a lot. And if you have one near your house is worthless because you can't sell it. Between the noise and the look, you can't sell it. And it's probably the most expensive energy you can have. It's tremendously expensive. And then you have to rebuild them every 10 years. You know, they don't just keep growing. They get ripped to pieces. And then they kill all the whales, right? They kill all the whales out there, and then they say that for boat manufacturers, the boat can't go more than 2 miles an hour because we don't want to hurt the whales, even though there's only been one recorded incident of that in 50 years. But all the time now, we see whales washing up on shore because of the wind. Those big wind turbines they're building out in the ocean that are unbelievably expensive. In fact, so expensive that even with subsidies, these companies are all canceling out because it doesn't work. So the whales will be very happy about that. But I will implement rapid approvals of new energy infrastructure. We will regain energy independence as we did. You know, you were energy independent 3 years ago, soon to be energy dominant. You're going to be dominant. We were going to sell our energy to Europe, make a lot of money, reduce your taxes even further. You know, the Trump administration gave you the biggest tax decrease, tax cuts and regulation cuts in the history of our country, bigger than the Reagan cuts by a lot. And we would cut them even still further and also reduce debt. We were going to sell our oil and gas to Europe at good prices, but they were good. Instead, they did Nord Stream 2 with Russia, and I stopped it. It was totally dead, and then Biden came along and he approved it. Then he says, you are very, very nice to Russia. No. Putin used to say, they always say you're so nice. You are the worst thing that ever happened to us. But I got along with them. But you are the worst thing. Think of it. I stopped Nord Stream 2. That's the biggest thing they've ever done. I stopped it. It was dead, and then Biden approved it. So you tell me who's a little tougher on just that one thing alone, sanctions, everything else. And they would have never gone into Ukraine, that I can tell you, not even a little chance. And you know, for two reasons, while we're on this, for two reasons. Number one is I said, you can't go in. What I will do is so bad. No, you won't. Yes, I will. What I will do, I told him, is so bad. It's so bad. I don't want to do it. He goes, no way. I said, way. And he didn't believe me, but he believed me 10%. He believed me, Mr. Senator. He believed me 10%. That's all we needed. 10% is enough. And there was never any movement. I mean, you know, we proved that for 4 years. There was no thought of that. And the other reason he wouldn't have gone in, because we had oil at $40 a barrel. At $40 a barrel, he doesn't have the money to do the war. And he wouldn't have been able to. And now it's $100 and going higher. And it was $100. It was $115 a little while ago when he started this thing. So he had so much money, he'll be the only guy to make a lot of money off a war. And he wouldn't have been able to do that with us because there was no money. You couldn't have made the money at $40 a barrel. So that would have never happened. But it wouldn't have happened just for the first reason, too. I said, you can't do it. And I'll quickly cut New Hampshire gas and heating bills. We're going to cut them at least in half and very quickly. We're going to get it done very quickly. which I think is an important point for us to talk about, because it's ridiculous. When you look at your bills compared to other people, and they're all up because this guy has let energy go through the roof. You know, inflation started with energy. It's not that complicated. When you have a donut shop or a food shop or a dress shop, you need heat, you need whatever, you need everything, you need trucks to deliver your product. Energy is so big, so important, and it went through the roof. It just went through the roof, and that took everything with it. Now everything, they say bacon has gone up 5 times, meaning 5 times in the last year and a half. 5 times. Even I'm cutting back on bacon. It's too expensive. I'm cutting back on it. But I'll be the American energy president, and I have been. I mean, I really have been. We did an incredible job with energy. We were making a fortune. You know, we were in 3rd place when I started, and within 2 years, we were not only in 1st place, we were much bigger than Saudi Arabia and Russia. And if you look at a chart, and I want to have my people start putting up these charts because they're really good, because you look at them 1 second, and it explains it better than all the words on earth. You had Russia here like this. You had Saudi Arabia a little above Russia. You had us pretty far down here. And by the time I finished, we were like a rocket ship. We were like this, way beyond them. And all of that energy, that extra energy, we didn't need it from anybody. We didn't have to guard countries. We didn't have to do anything. We have more than any other country in the world. Remember, I got Anwar approved. It was such a big deal. Reagan couldn't do it. Bush probably didn't try too hard. You know, it's different mindset. But Reagan did. We respect Reagan. And he did. He couldn't get it done. I got it done. Anwar, it's the biggest, as big as Saudi Arabia, they say, the equivalent to Saudi Arabia in Alaska. And Biden comes in, within the first week, they terminated it. Can you believe that? It was so much work to get that approved. We got it approved. They were ready to start drilling. And the Alaska people were devastated because it was the greatest economic project. But even for the country, it was such a massive amount. It's big, but I'll get it done again. I'll get it approved. I'll get it approved very quickly. I actually got it approved, and I'll get it approved very quickly. But the United States will have the lowest cost of energy and electricity very soon, as soon as we're in, almost as soon as we're in. It's going to go very quickly. Right away, we're going to have the lowest, anywhere on Earth, we'll have the lowest energy on Earth. Right now, you have one of the highest, in this state in particular. On day 1, I will also repeal Joe Biden's insane electric vehicle mandate. Can you believe it? Everybody has to have an electric car. Darling, let's drive down to Florida. We'd like to get some sun in Florida. Let's drive to South Carolina. Let's drive to Texas. Well, I want to, darling, but let's see. We have to stop 22 times to get to Texas. I don't want to stop 22 times. They say the happiest person in the world is when you get that first 10 minutes boost. You know, you get your car charged and you're in the car, but after 10 minutes, you get very paranoid because you're looking for a new charging station. You're petrified you're going to be out in the road in the middle of nowhere, and you run out of the charge, as they call it. But the tow truck business is extraordinarily good, so they're towing these cars all over the place. You see cars, beautiful, nice, brand new car, it's being towed to a charger. It's ridiculous. And by the way, I'm a believer in electric cars, fine. But, you know, whatever the market bears, if they want to have gasoline, we have more gasoline than anybody on earth, right? We have more than Saudi Arabia. We have more than Russia, much more than Russia. We have more than anybody. Gasoline, I like hybrid. I like everything. You make everything. But you can't, you know, in California, they want to go with all electric, but they can't even, every weekend, they have a blackout. They don't have enough electricity. And you know who makes electricity? You know who makes it? Coal makes it, right? Coal makes it. And you know who else makes it? Oil makes it. So all of these grids that you hear, the grid, oh, the electric grid. No, it's all generated by the initial charge is made with oil and coal and different other products. These people are absolutely crazy. Under a Trump